Okay, so genuinely, how did we even get here? Hi, my name is Evie. I'm a 22-year-old sophomore, rising junior at Brown University. I think if you're watching this and you're anywhere near my age, whether you're in high school, you're in college, or you just graduated college, you might be confused. At least I am. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. What am I gonna do with my life? I don't know if going to college is a good idea. It's expensive. But one thing I know for sure. I've never been happier. So, here's a love letter to my confused self and my confused friends in the first 2 weeks of college. I hope you enjoy. I start off my journey with a red suitcase in Abu Dhabi, and I hug my mom close because I don't know when I'm gonna see her next. I love my dad too, but I only have a video of him at this airport. Speaking of which, not only is it a really far flight to go from Abu Dhabi to New York and Providence later on, I had to try go to the airport at 1 a.m. 3 times because I was on standby for those cheap flight tickets and I got rejected multiple times. So at a certain point I really thought I was not even going to make it to the US. Will I be able to go to school? All is well because I was being dramatic. I ended up in New York and then took a train to Providence. How beautiful is this, by the way? I was feeling really sentimental when I first saw this. Here is a bit of a campus tour, and I got all of my stuff from Amazon that I ordered a few months before school and moved myself into the dorm. I was brimming with excitement, but honestly had no idea what was in store. My mom and I walk out from my dorm building and return my cart.
Yes, should we go this way? After returning the cart, we're going to visit the Brown bookstore.
Here are some of my day one friends from college, which is crazy because I hate them now. Just kidding. I love them so much. And we're showing off our new Brown swag. And obviously I love my new friends and I was very distracted this whole time. But I was really sad to say bye to my mom.
I read my mom's text because I wrote her a little letter and she read it and she gave me a reply and
That was me feeling overwhelmed after crying for a bit because I realized that I wouldn't see my parents for another year. But that is the life of an international student. Anyway, that sadness was short-lived because I had a lot of fun in orientation.
From New Zealand!
Do you want to say hi? Hi!
Personally, I was very extra when I first came into college. I did 3 orientation programs, starting with the science Catalyst orientation program for STEM students, which you can see me doing here. Small talk was something I was mastering, especially coming to the US where like everyone's really good at it. Here's me being awkward.
Have you seen those videos of like the type like rope walkers, but then it's like over a cliff or something?
Like genuinely, what am I even talking about? I couldn't handle silence and this is me regretting my decisions. Anyway, I did recover though because I became friends with my roommate Ola, and the crazy story here is that freshman roommates at Brown are randomly assigned, and there was literally just me and Ola from New Zealand in our entire year, and we got assigned together. I found friends that I could be hyper with, but also sometimes we weren't so.
Instead of going to the party, we got some cookies and ice cream. Yay! Again.
As much as I loved seeing my friends, I had moments by myself.
I had a bunch of the pre-orientation programs today and I figured I'd just come sit down and chill by myself because there's been so much socializing, which is amazing, but also I need to like ground myself from time to time.
Even after taking 2 gap years before college and feeling pretty comfortable in my own skin, I think meeting so many different people all at once and it just being so saturated took a toll on me. Pep talks were a must.
And I know all I have to do is be myself. So just find people that are genuine.
If I could make a wish upon a dandelion as I record this voice memo at 2:50 a.m. on a Sunday night, I would wish to go back to these moments with my friends, exploring the dorms for the first time, laughing at ourselves as we had our first silent disco, which actually ended up being really fun, honestly. Look at those dance moves. Heading out with new friends to the first volleyball game that I've been to. In the first few weeks of college, you meet so many new people that it's like you have no room to think about like who you're surrounding yourself with, like what that means, because genuinely like there's too many unknown variables. So if you're just about to start college and you're worried about finding the right people, I would say shift your focus away from the people. Just be in the moment and enjoy every single day because you will miss it. And ultimately, trust the process because the right people will flock to your aura like hungry rats. Anyway, this is a water fire event that happens like every Saturday or something. That was beautiful. And then with a blink of an eye, we were at convocation, which is when we walk through the gates for the first time. And the next time we walk through the gates is in 4 years when we graduate. It's just the tradition that we have. One of my most peak orientation moments was just chilling with my orientation group and having deep talks about anxieties and relating about international student problems, but also like excitement, jamming to the guitar, singing, sharing our talents, which leads me to this talent show that they had. And I remember genuinely sitting in my chair stunned because I was like, wow, these people are like actually so cracked at everything possible, and they're smart, and they're gonna be my peers. What? And the food was good. I thought so anyway. American food just hits different. Aside from the fact that it gives you like digestive problems, but maybe that's just me. Here's me and some engineering friends testing out the 3D printers for the first time. Ooh, my skin was so clear. Ooh, she's shiny. That Korean glow. Anyway, I saw lots of skunks on campus, as well as squirrels, which I found very cute. Good morning, everyone. I'm currently stretching. That's why the view is... In my free time, I would very occasionally visit the gym. I also have a bit of a Kiwi accent, like a New Zealand accent, mixed with an international accent at this point. I've since lost that accent and I've become fully American. And try it out. So I'll show you the gym a little bit and let you know how it is. Brown has two main gyms. They have the gym called Nelson Fitness Center, and then they also have one just for athletes. And then each athlete sport, I think, has their own house or some sort of, like for example, rowing has their own boathouse. But non-athletes just use the gym. The gym was huge. I really like the facilities at school.
We finished. Yay!
Okay, this dining hall / residential building is dubbed Hotel Andrews because it's allegedly one of the best dorm buildings at Brown. But honestly, I don't really believe that. I had Keeney Quad, which is another building in the south side of campus, and I loved my experience there, so don't read into dorm stuff too much. I honestly think that it's what you make of it. And oh my gosh, the people that you're around in terms of like who's your neighbors, who's your roommates, really determine who you end up hanging out with. So it's all a luck of the draw. Anyway, this is a crazy video, but this is me and my current roommate / best friend at Brown, Nozomi, and this is our first day meeting and just hanging out. I think this is how it typically goes for other US colleges as well, but the international students move in first, and then this is me being shocked that like all the Americans were coming in and everything was so different all of a sudden. And honestly guys, it's so crazy to look back at these videos because all these NPCs in the background are like some of my friends now, and I would have never known back then. This is me talking to myself in the back of America office near campus. I was making my first debit card and bank account. I felt so cool. Trust me, I was like, I'm an adult in the US.
Good morning, everyone. Today morning at 8, we have yoga. So I'm heading over there right now. Very excited. I haven't done yoga in a long time, and I think it's gonna be so nice like, being out on the main green and doing some yoga. Also, I love looking at these like little mushrooms every time I go past.
And yes, it is a university, so we do have to study. This is me and my friend Noah, who we also met in the first week or so of college, and now is still my very close friend. We studied at the Hay, which is my favorite library on campus. It's one of those silent libraries, but all the silent libraries have like the most beautiful architecture and the most beautiful rare collections of books and works. So is me posing. My glasses are literally performative. Trust, they're just like blue light, which honestly I don't even know if it's scientifically valid.
Alright, so that was course registration period. Basically, you put a bunch of courses in your cart, and as it turns to 4 p.m., everyone sits in the libraries and clicks frantically a button, and the button basically activates the computer to try and get all these courses. But everyone's computers are fighting against each other, so it's really a luck of the draw. But luckily, I got all my classes that I wanted in my cot, and now I just need to shop some of the classes that I really, really want to try and get them into my schedule, and hopefully I'll have a really good 4 classes. Yeah, that's the gist. It was so funny because everyone's in the library. I've never seen the library so crowded. People will do like a silent countdown. You can tell when the clock is going from like 10, 9, 8, 7. It's counting down and everyone's like hunched over their laptops or their hand on the mouse. And then once everything loads, people either celebrate or freak out, and you can clearly tell who got their courses and who didn't.
And then after registering for classes, there were a few fairs that gave out a lot of free stuff, introduced us to like the plethora of clubs at school, and we were just frolicking. We were so full of light. Number one culture shock was how much merch there is of these universities. Another one was this like strange event of this dive-in movie. I would have loved to join. I honestly wish I did now. And then 3, our school started in September and people were asking me what I was going to be for Halloween.
A bit of an update. I just chatted to one of these professors in the engineering building, and it was one of the most fulfilling chats that I've had. I'm just feeling so blessed that I go to an institution that have professors like this that you can just chat to, like you're just friends. In Korea, it's very different. The professors don't really want to mingle with.
Yeah, if you're just coming into college, I would recommend you to reach out to professors at the first few weeks, because that's when like no one's really thinking about doing coffee chats and the professors aren't as busy. I took a class with him, and then I ended up being a teaching assistant for this class that I really enjoyed, so I got super lucky. Honestly, so much can change. I remember thinking that the mentors of this orientation program were really cool, and then I ended up becoming a mentor a year later. The a cappella groups were very intriguing to me. I had no idea what the culture was, and here's me contemplating potentially joining an a cappella group.
Which is basically when all of Frown clubs, I think there's over 500, come out and do fairs. Basically like saying, this is what our club's about, come join. And the crazy thing is, it actually looks like the scene out of Pitch Perfect. Like the USA is real, like it actually looks like that. And Brown is actually famous for their a cappella groups. They have like 7 or 8, so I'll show you that. I might join for the Pitch Perfect childhood me.
And then I actually ended up joining, so here's me balls deep in the a cappella world at Brown. Shout out to the Jabberwocks, we are so awesome. And then the next week was also a whirlwind of going to parties, going to class, meeting new people, exploring campus, working on ourselves, enjoying the weather, and it all flew by so fast. It's genuinely surreal looking back at these videos, and I'm so grateful that I go to a place that is so supportive, and despite being apart from everyone that I've known in the past, I feel so at home. And here's me cheesing about someone complimenting me on my outfit. I just feel like I got like a little confidence boost. I'm like, oh, thanks, because I was just thinking about it. So whenever you're thinking of complimenting someone, do it. Thank you, past me. Basically, I'm going to take this opportunity to compliment everyone I've ever met at Brown. I love you guys so much. Genuinely, just inspires me every day to be the best I can be. I'm more intellectually curious than I've ever been. I'm so happy. Thank you to the universe. And if you're seeing this, I want to see your videos from the first few weeks of college. I want to hear about your worries or anxieties if you're just about to start college. Reach out. I'm here. I want to learn more from you. Anyway, this is my YouTube debut. Thanks for watching. Bye. Love ya.